Welcome into the SOAZVB Network. We are live here at Pueblo High School, awaiting tonight's matchup between the Vista Grande Spartans and the Pueblo Warriors. And so we're going to have ourselves a good one, a little rematch from last year, as Vista Grande took that victory 13-7. But as we both know, both teams come in at 1-0, and that means somebody's O has got to go.
All right.
Thank you all for joining us. My name's Daniel Guevara. Alongside me is Lupe Ramirez and Chris Kidney. And don't we have a great matchup here tonight, fellas?
You know, this is one of those matchups that I always like. And you know what's interesting, actually, is Jake Allen told me when I called up about this game, he said this was one of the games we circled. This was a big game. This was going to be one of the games that we had to have before the season kicked into the region play. So out of the non-regions, this was the first one he circled. So I was like, hey, you know what? It's going to be one of those things. What about you guys?
Coming into this game, I looked at the tail of the tape. I look at the Vista Grande Spartans, and they kind of mirror the Pueblo Warriors. Both teams' head coaches come into their fourth season. Both teams very close to that 500 mark. Vista Grande 14-14 under John Roberts, and Jake Allen, like you mentioned, in his fourth season is just a game over 500. Both teams come into this game 1-0, like Daniel mentioned, and it's going to be a great evening for some football down in southern Arizona.
Well, as we get ready to kick things off, who are your guys' impact players here for tonight? Chris, or Lupe, I'll start with you since Vista Grande is the away team. Who is your player to watch?
My player to watch is number 21, Vista Grande's Fernando Moya. The running back had 9 carries and 115 total yards with 1 touchdown in his last game.
And the kid has been starting since his freshman year for the Spartans.
Kid is a stud.
What about you, Chris? Who's your guy?
I'm going on the opposite side of the field. I'm going to hit up our linebacker, Dylan Carrillo. And I'm going to hit him up because he actually, though he has 76 total yards, but the thing that I looked at is that obviously every time when we get into a game like this, what we're going to need to do is definitely have defense. And we know Vista Grande is going to kind of kick it in. So he had 8 tackles, led the tackling game last game.
All right, so right as we're getting ready to kick things off here, we'll see the Pueblo Warriors will be receiving the ball here to start the first quarter. But we have both teams coming in at 1-0, as we said. And here's a look at that 4A Keno standings with Canyon de Oro and Micah Mountain, who picked up a big game last week against Post and Butte. And then you move into the 4A East Sky. And like we said, this one's going to be a very good one.
Desert Sky.
4A Desert Sky, excuse me. But, yeah, you have Arcadia, Mesquite, and Vista Grande all with a winning record. And Arizona College Prep. Go ahead.
Did Desert Sunrise play last night? Or
their game was actually postponed until later in October. Yeah, for their bye week. So they will be making up that game. But it seems like we are ready to kick things off, as we have back for the Warriors. We got number 12, Max Espinoza, set back to return the ball. And we are almost on our way.
This game has been hyped up all week. Once we released the week at a glance graphic, both teams started to go at it in the comment section, and I'm pretty sure they were waiting for that whistle to be blown.
And we are off. And what a great tackle to get things going for the Spartans. Trying to get the number of the player. Looks like number 23.
Quentin Martinez.
Oh, that was Q. Okay, Quentin Martinez there. So the Warriors are going to start off 1st and 10 at about the 21-yard line. And so the Warriors ended up picking up a victory last week against Nogales, winning 35-13. And so I know that they're getting ready to make a statement here. You had Anthony Skinner, who made his first start at quarterback, throwing for 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. But a lot came from the ground for the Warriors as they had 46 attempts and rushed for 216 yards. So kind of look for them to get things started on the ground here, as we have a penalty on the play that's going to set the Warriors back. Or was it a spot on the ball that...
Not too sure. I'm not sure they lined up.
So they're going to start off in shotgun formation. We have motion, and that's going to be Skinner, who's going to not be able to go anywhere, as he's going to be tackled behind the line. And that tackle looks to be made by number 8, Herrera, for the Spartans. So it will be 2nd and 11. Not a way you kind of want to get the game going if you're the Warriors.
Definitely not, but let's look to see if the Warriors are able to bounce back right here on 2nd down.
So Skinner will stay in the shotgun formation. Got another person in motion, and the pass is going to be knocked away by number 24, Braden Brown. So a big 3rd and 11 for the Warriors, and we'll see how they go. You know that the Spartans have a very intense defense. You know, Coach Roberts talks about they're in new territory when it comes to where they were last year after going on that 6-game win streak, you know, to kind of close out the year. And now they're looking to try to make the playoffs.
Yeah, you said it. Their defense is definitely what's going to keep them in this game. They shut out Rio Rico last week. Let's see if they're able to do the same thing to the Warriors tonight. And
Skinner's going to throw the ball downfield, but no intended receiver, as the nearest receiver was number 15, Espinoza, and that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Warriors, and it looks like the punt unit is coming out.
Now we'll finally get to see what this punt unit for the Pueblo Warriors looks like.
And you're going to have number 4, Darius Brown, returning for the Spartans. As we know, if he gets the ball in the open field, he is very dangerous in that return game. We had the same thing happen with another number 4, Ja'Kai Robertson, last week for Poston Butte.
Yeah, and if you take a look down at the field, number 4 is ready right there on the 40-yard line as the ball gets into his hands.
So he's going to get at the 45, and he's going to truck one of the Warriors defenders, but we do have a flag on the play as he is tackled down at about the 36-yard line. So let's see what that penalty will be.
What an explosive first run for Brown. Let's see if he's able to keep that momentum going for the Spartans, going forward.
So what really impressed you last week as far as the Spartans offense? You had their quarterback, Brendan Hunt, who threw for 3 touchdowns, but you talked about Fernando Moya earlier before the show, and he had himself a great day, as well as the Spartans rushed for 275 yards against Rio Rico.
And that's something that's synonymous that you tend to hear when you hear Fernando Moya and the run game. He's going to get a lot of yards, and I'm looking for Vista Grande to do just that tonight.
So the Spartans will start off in shotgun formation, running back to the left. And Moya looks like he's trying to make something out of nothing, but he's going to be hauled by a bunch of Warrior defenders. And there's another flag on the play.
Whistles are blowing while there's an extracurricular activity on the field. Flag on the play.
So what a great push from the Warriors front 4 right there to get Moya in the backfield.
Yeah, it actually looked like he was going down, but Moya able to tough it out and move forward.
So we got a face mask on the Warriors. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. and a Spartans first down. And we talked about it last week. You can't be a team that, if you want to hang, with the team like the Spartans, you can't hurt yourself in getting penalties that are going to cost you yards. You can't give them those extra yards. So Moyo's going to get the handoff, and he may be lucky if he gets one. So what a great start for the Warriors defense. Two runs by Moyo, and they kind of stuffed him at the line of scrimmage each time.
Yeah, definitely. Pueblo looking like they were anticipating the run during that play.
So we'll see if the Spartans decide to try to go for a little bit of a pass game here, as they got two receivers to the left. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper, as Hunt looks like he's going to pick up 5 on the game. And it will be a third and 4.
Quarterback keeper, 6 yards.
Yeah, so it'll be a gain of 6, a 3rd and 4 for the Spartans. And what a nice quarterback keeper there by Brendan Hunt.
Now, they've been pretty conservative keeping it on the ground. How long until you think they actually air it out or go with something a little bit different?
Oh, I know the Spartans kind of live and die by the run. I mean, they only attempted 13 passes last week, but it's one of those things is once you kind of bite into that run game, they kind of air it out. We'll see if they do it here. And we have a offsides on the Warriors, so that should be a first down for the Spartans. And those are the things that you cannot have if you're Pueblo tonight.
Penalties costing Pueblo everything right now, but doing all but what they need to get through this game.
So it'll be 1st and 10 just outside the 25-yard line. And it's going to be another read option as Hunt's going to keep the ball again, but it's going to be a fumble on the play, scooped up by the Warriors, and they're going to take it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Pueblo Warriors. As it's going to be number 17, Dylan Carrillo, with the touchdown. So what a big play for the Warriors. You give up a couple of penalties that keep the drive alive for the Spartans, but then come up with a nice strip and scoop for the touchdown.
Yeah, if you're the Warriors and Coach Jake Allen, you're very happy with the turnout of that drive, because it was going completely south and they were able to flip it the other way.
So we have 8:42 here in the first quarter, and the Warriors strike first. And we're just awaiting the field goal here, but what do you think that the Spartans have to do now in order to kind of let that go and keep things going?
Well, one of my favorite shows on Apple TV is Ted Lasso. They got to have that goldfish mentality, forget about this, and come back and look to score themselves.
So as we wait the kickoff, I mean, look at the crowd here tonight. It's a big turnout, on the Pueblo side, as well as all the people traveling down from Casa Grande, from Vista Grande. But you can even hear the band, they're getting all hyped up. And I'm sure they're loving that their Warriors got on the board first.
It definitely sounds like it. One thing that is definitely apparent about this Pueblo team and this student body is that there is a lot of school spirit. And the band themselves, they're a terrific band. We heard them playing in pregame, and they got down.
So we got number 49, Israel Noriega, who's going to make the kickoff, and sitting back for the Spartans is number 4, Brown. And the kick is going to go into the end zone, so the Spartans will have it 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line.
Great kick by 49 Israel Noriega for a touchback.
But if you look into this game last year, I mean, it was a very close match. I spoke of it 13-7. Do you think it's going to be more of a defensive contest, or could we see the offense kind of light it up here tonight from both teams?
It's kind of looking like it's going to be a defensive showdown. Very early in the season, so we'll see if those loose hands are something that we're going to be looking forward to for the rest of this season from Hunt, or if he's able to correct the ship tonight and help the Spartans bounce back.
So the Spartans are going to stay in the shotgun formation, and Moy is going to get the handoff, and he's going to gain about 4 yards on the play. So now you're starting to see Fernando kind of get things going.
Runner brought down by Adam Moreno.
That would be a 3-yard gain. Sorry, it'd be 2nd and 7 for the Spartans. But we were a little worried here, early this morning as the rain kind of approached. You got a little bit of wind going, so excuse us if you get that in the feedback a little bit. But at least there's no lightning in the area so far, no rain coming down, as you're going to get a quarterback keeper up the middle, and that looks like it's going to be enough for a Spartans 1st down.
Yep, and the chain gang is moving it forward. So it'll be a 1st down for Vista Grande. Now, due to inclement weather, last night's game between the Desert Sunrise Golden Hawks
Attention all students, we have a student section.
was canceled because of weather, so they weren't able to play the Alhambra Lions last night.
So you got an end around over there by Darius Brown, who's going to break a couple of tackles. They said he stepped out of bounds. And it's going to be a gain of 4 for the Spartans. He almost broke it away there, lowering his shoulder a couple of times, breaking a couple of tackles. So we have a 2nd and 5. As the Spartans are going to stay in that shotgun formation. And it's going to be a handoff to Moya, who's going to get a good stiff arm on the defender and pick up just a couple of yards.
Looks like it might be just enough. We'll see if they measure it out.
But we do have another penalty on the play. And we have holding on the offense. So that's going to push the Spartans 5 yards back. So we have a 2nd and 17 as we are getting under 7 minutes here in the 1st quarter. And we'll see if the Spartans can get a big play going. You know, they were picking up the little bit of yards, got help from the Warriors on a couple of penalties, but now they seem to be moving backwards.
Spartans looking to work for their yards right now.
So Hunt's going to roll to his right, throw up a pass, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. Intended receiver is Darius Brown. And now you have a 3rd and 17. But one of the things I'm impressed with the Warriors is their front 4. They seem to be not only being able to withstand the run offense of the Spartans, but able to put a little bit of pressure on the quarterback here tonight.
And another thing I'm noticing just by looking down at the field is that the Pueblo Warriors run deep. That sideline is filled with navy and baby blue.
So a 3rd and 17, and we are going to get a timeout from the Spartans with 6:44 left. So with that, let's take ourselves a little bit of a break, and we'll be back here in 1 minute.
ScoreStream brings the excitement of high school sports directly to your phone and computer. Join our fan-driven network where you can score games, cheer with other fans, and share your favorite photos and videos from every game. Create epic highlights and help your favorite team be seen on local and national media. Become a super fan and have an incredible season with ScoreStream.
Hey you, we've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son, we're here, you're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your personal appliance shopper.
Only at Tucson Appliance, where our low pricing, your price.
All right, we are back, and it's 3rd and 17 for the Spartans as Hunt is going to roll to his right and throw the ball up, and it's going to be caught by number 4, Darius Brown, and that's going to be a first down for the Spartans. What a catch.
Definitely a catch. That's something that we were able to see a couple years ago when we found out Mr. Brown was actually going to transfer from the Heritage Academy to Vista Grande. In the last game, Darius was able to put up 2 carries for 77 yards with an average of 38.5 yards per carry last week.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans on their own 45-yard line, and let's see if that brings a little bit of life to this offense. As now you have Hunt in shotgun formation with the empty backfield, 3 wide receivers to the right, and it's going to be a little bubble screen, but it will be a gain of 1, and that looked like number 21, Fernando Moya, on the reception.
Yeah, it was Fernando Moya on the reception, but he was just not able to get a good pivot on that spin to throw off the defender.
So with that 2-yard gain, we have a 2nd and 8.
And we're going to get a stop and play.
And it looks like an offsides. An offsides on the Warriors, so a 5-yard penalty on the play, and it's going to set up a 2nd and 3. So we got to see if the Warriors defense can withstand those penalties, especially early on. And, you know, you want to get off the field as quickly as you can and get your offense back out there. So Hunt will be in shotgun again, and he's going to keep it and go to his right and lower his shoulder for another Spartans first down. As that looks like it'd be about a 7-yard gain. I love the physicality I'm seeing early on from Hunt. Not only can he throw the ball, but he's not afraid to lower that shoulder.
Yeah, you said it. And that intensity is on both sides of the ball. You mentioned Pueblo's front 4 earlier being able to withstand the run, so you could see why Vista was able to switch it up and go with the pass game. And we had mentioned it earlier, we were looking forward to when they would be able to do it, but unfortunately a penalty looks to set back the Spartans.
Yeah, it'll be a false start. So now it'll be a 1st and 15 with 4:35 remaining in the first. So it looks like the Spartans are going to continue into that empty back set in shotgun formation as we have another flag on the play. And another false start on the Spartans. So they're kind of biting themselves in the foot here in the first quarter as their drive seemed to be doing good, but it's kind of offsetted by two false start penalties.
Yeah, it took a lot of hard work for them to get past the 50-yard line, and unfortunately just a little shy of the 50 after two penalties.
And we want to apologize if our feed is coming in a little bit glitchy. As Hunt is going to almost slip and be sacked in the backfield. Looks like we got another flag on the play, as it looks like it was number 67, Jeremiah Parrish, for the Warriors. But we want to apologize for the feed, as it looks like we have a storm coming in right behind us. So let's see if our stream can hold up long enough not to be so glitchy. But as soon as hopefully it passes on, and we'll be able to get a nice feed for you guys here. So we're waiting that extra penalty after the sack on the play. As we are going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams, so that will be offsetting penalties. So early on here, things are getting a little bit chippy. Both teams playing aggressive, but a little bit after the whistle, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. But we could kind of see that coming the way things were going when the game started, and a couple of the players from Pueblo and some of the coaches were talking about how the time for talking is done, and they have to know where they are. So with it being the first game of the season for Pueblo, they're looking to defend their turf and come away with the win.
So after a timeout, we are going to have a 2nd and 23 for the Spartans.
Whistle blows and we'll await the action.
And Hunt's going to be in that empty set-in as we got number 2 coming in motion, Darnell Castro. And we got a Warriors defender comes unblocked and is going to get the sack. Looks like number 7, Fernando Garcia. And a big sack on the play, as it's going to be a big, looks like 4th down for the Warriors. Let's see if that we have a 3rd down on the scoreboard. So we have a 3rd and 28. I'm sorry, a 4th and 28. And the Spartans are going to punt the ball, and the ball will roll out of bounds, and it looks like the Warriors will take over inside their own 30. So with 2:43 left, it's the Warriors 7, Spartans 0. And you got to be impressed with the Warriors defense here early in this first quarter.
Oh, 100%. It's keeping them in the lead right now, and it very well could be the reason that Pueblo ends up coming away with the win tonight.
Well, we'll see if they can maintain that intensity throughout the course of this game. So 1st and 10, and we got another man in motion as it's going to be number 15. I'm sorry, that'd be number 12, Espinoza, who's going to get a big first down for the Warriors. And that has to keep the momentum going for the Warriors.
What type of adjustments do you feel that the Spartans need to make right now to stop the momentum of Pueblo?
I think, just like you saw Pueblo pick up a big turnover, let's see if the Spartans can do the same and get their team the ball back in great field position, as you have number 3 who's going to take the ball for the Warriors. That's Agustin Duarte, and he's going to pick up a couple on the play. But that has to be one of the biggest first plays for the Warriors here in the first. And let's see if that momentum will continue for them.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to their quarterback, Anthony Skinner, who is the predecessor of Diego Ramirez, who graduated last year and is doing a terrific job against the Spartans.
So you have the Warriors in that shotgun formation as Skinner's going to drop back and pass and complete. Oh! It's going to be an interception, and we'll see what the call is, as it didn't look like the ball hit the ground, but we'll await the call as Darius Brown came away with the ball. It seemed like, and we are going to get an incomplete pass on the play. It looked like when the Warriors receiver caught the ball and got hit, the ball landed on a Spartans player and fell into the hands of Darius Brown, but the referees see it otherwise and call it an incomplete pass.
Very unusual. It looked like it was definitely a really big hit that just knocked the ball loose. And that's just unfortunate for the Spartans, but let's see if they can keep that same intensity, because that was a really, really big hit.
So we have a 3rd and 8 for the Warriors, as Skinner's going to drop back again, kind of slip, and the Spartans are going to get a hold of him and sack him
for about a loss of 8 or 9 yards.
And I'm trying to get the Spartans defender. That's number 27, Jesus Rodriguez, on the sack. So a big play for the Spartans, as now the Warriors are going to punt the ball back to Vista Grande.
And if you're Vista, that's exactly what you need to get yourself through this game.
So we got Darius Brown back to return, and Israel Noriega for the punt. And Noriega's going to get the ball away. Not a very good punt, but it's going to get a Warriors bounce. And they will start, and the Spartans will start 1st and 10 on their own 27-yard line with 53 seconds. Man, it seems like this first quarter just flew by us with all the action going on.
I actually feel like it was a little bit different. I felt like this was probably one of the slower first quarters that we've had throughout our broadcast. Maybe it's the penalties?
It could be. That does definitely slow the games down, as we are going to get another offsetting penalties here of unsportsmanlike conduct by both teams. And a little score update, we have the Poston Butte Broncos ahead of Copper Canyon 20-0 in the first quarter.
(20-0). I wonder if they were able to complete 1 out of 3 two-point conversions, or if they actually were able to bring a kicker on in this game.
That was definitely something that impacted that game. And ultimately, we don't know how that thing would have swung if Poston Butte had a kicker that night.
Yeah, every player makes a difference on a team, and it may not seem like it when you watch professionally, but a kicker is very vital to every football team.
So we have a little bit of a longer timeout than usual as the Spartans are on the field, but we're waiting for the Warriors defense to make their way out. So a 1st and 10 for the Spartans as they're going to be in a shotgun formation with Moya in the backfield, and he's going to get the handoff. And it looks like he's going to pick up about 4 on the play. As we are under 35 seconds left in the quarter. And I'm sure this has to feel a little bit different from the Spartans compared to last week, where it seems like they scored very early on and kind of put the game away in the first half, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's a very different ball game, but as the offense awaits the snap, let's see what the Spartans are able to do here.
And Moya's going to get another handoff, and he's going to get a good push. As we are he's gonna be just a little bit short of the first down, and that's gonna do it for us here in the first quarter, as it's the Warriors 7, the Spartan 0. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter right after this break.
ScoreStream brings the excitement of high school sports directly to your phone and computer. Join our fan-driven network, where you can score games, cheer with other fans, and share your favorite photos and videos from every game. Create epic highlights and help your favorite team be seen on local and national media. Become a super fan and have an incredible season with ScoreStream.
Hey you, we've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son, we're here, you're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your personal appliance shopper.
Only at Tucson Appliance, where our low pricing is your priority.
All right, we are back for the start of the second quarter. And as we get a good little look at what both teams have going forward, after this, Vista Grande will be traveling down to Crisman, while Pueblo is going to be visiting Choya. And it seems like those will be some good games for these teams. But I'm interested to see how that Choya team is going to do after they picked up their first victory. So we have about a 3rd and 1 as the Spartans come out in another shotgun formation. And Moya's going to get the handoff, and he's going to get a good opening and break away for a big gain as they move just outside the Warriors' 40-yard line.
Yeah, we're seeing a big run from young Fernando Moya, and him in that run, he was able to break at least 4 or 5 tackles.
And that has to be his best run of the game so far. hopefully that's something that they can keep going, especially for Fernando, who is a big, vital part of the Spartans offense. So Hunt's going to keep the ball, and he's going to lower his shoulder, and it looks like that might be enough for another Spartans first down. So the Spartans are regaining that momentum to start this second quarter.
A lot of momentum going Vista Grande's way right now, and something must have been said or talked about during that break in between quarters.
Quarterback keeper here, as it looks like Darius Brown will be the ball handler, and he will pick up a gain of about 5. So like we said, the Spartans love to keep the ball on the ground, and it seems like they are starting to find holes in this Warriors defense. And it'll be a 2nd and 4 as Hunt is now back in at quarterback. And it's going to be a handoff. And that's going to be good enough for another Spartans first down. Trying to get the number of the runner on there.
I believe that was Fernando Moya.
No, that'd be number 9. I'm sorry, number 8, Isaiah Herrera. So we have 1st and 10 on the Warriors 17-yard line, and the Spartans are driving.
Big stiff arm.
But another great tackle by the Warriors as we have another penalty on the field. So a lot of penalties early on here in this game. So let's see what the call is here. As we are going to have a face mask on, a personal foul on the Warriors, which is going to be an automatic first down for the Spartans.
Now Vista is 1st and goal.
Inside the 10 right there.
Let's see if Vista is able to make away on a good note inside the red zone.
So Moya is going to get the handoff, but it's going to be tackled in the backfield by number 17, Dylan Carrillo. So Carrillo's definitely making his presence here, as I believe that's his 2nd tackle in the backfield.
Doing the most on defense and trying to keep the Spartans out of their end zone.
So it'll be 2nd and 11 to go, 2nd and goal on the 11, as Hunt is going to keep the ball and lower his shoulder and get the ball inside the 2-yard line, which is going to bring up a big 3rd down for the Spartans, as they are just 2 yards away from punching it in the end zone.
Now with 3rd and 2, do you try to swing it around the outside or just run it straight up the middle?
It's tough to say. I mean, they've been trying to get the ball to the outside here early on, but it's just the pursuit of the Warriors that has seemed to kind of stuff those opportunities. And we're going to get a timeout by the Spartans. So as we said, the Spartans have to go down to Chrisman. But after that, they have a big matchup against Prescott that they'll be playing them at home. So that'll be actually their first home game of the season.
And after this game, the Warriors will be facing Choya at Choya and then have a home game against Empire. A game that's on that schedule that really stands out to me that I look forward to is their game against Canyon del Oro. Canyon del Oro took a big win over powerhouse Eastmark, and we were able to see Eastmark last night put in some damage on the Combs Coyotes in the first half just before the game was canceled but ended due to inclement weather.
And that one was 51-0 at the half. So for CDO to only allow 14 points against a team like Eastmark, you know they got to be the real deal, and that's going to be a game that will definitely test Pueblo as well as that Micah Mountain matchup. But here we go on third down. They're going to go into I formation, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper, but we'll see if he has enough. And I think he may just be a little bit short. So we'll see what Coach Roberts decides to do here as we have a big 4th and 1 play. So a nice stop by the Warriors. Let's see if they can do it again. And that's going to be a touchdown run by the Spartans. So now they are on the board. As that was number 20, looks like number 28, James Rodriguez. So now the Spartans are finally on the board with 7:21. How does that have to feel knowing that they had a good drive here to start the second quarter and kind of kept it alive with a couple of penalties by Pueblo? But it still seems like they are waiting for that big play to come. And we'll see how the rest of this quarter plays out as we await the field goal. And the kick is up. And it's going to be good. So we have a tied ball game now, 7-7. With 7:21. So who do you think this is a bigger possession for coming in once the Warriors get the ball? Is it more a bigger possession for the Warriors or the Spartans defense to continue that momentum that they've built?
I feel like if you're the Warriors, this is a possession where you have to score. This is a big opportunity for them to show that they are within the same ranks as the Vista Grande Spartans. You mentioned it a couple of times on our podcast as we were recording the other day, that Vista Grande is a program on the come up. They had 6 straight wins last year, and they're looking to capitalize that in this season as well. One interesting fact about those 6 wins were all on the road. And interestingly enough, this team went 1-4 while they were home.
And they continued that win streak last week when they went down to Rio Rico as the kick is off, but it's going to go out of bounds. And that's going to give the Warriors some great field position. But yeah, you brought up a good point. The Spartans seem to play really good on the road, going 6-0 last year, continuing that streak last week. And they have the possibility of picking up not only a win here on the road, but also next week at Chrisman, as we know that is a very struggling program right out the gate in these first 2 games.
Struggling in a sense of being able to find wins, but the team itself looks good. In due time, I think in about a couple years, that team and teams like ALA Anthem South will hopefully build up enough character and culture in their teams so that they can not only gain wins, but become a force in Pinal County.
So Skinner's going to be in the shotgun formation as we have a handoff. And the running back's going to pick up a couple, as that is number 3, Agustin Duarte. And it'll be 2nd and 7. And Augustine had a pretty good game last week with 10 carries for 72 yards and a touchdown. As we kind of mentioned, the Warriors lost a couple of running backs last year. And they're going to look to kind of use a running back by committee, but it seems like early on, Duarte is going to be their main back. And so Skinner's going to drop back and throw the ball, and it's going to be a big hit by a Spartans player, but the receiver still comes down with the ball.
And that big hit was courtesy of the Vista Grande Spartans, Braden Brown. Such a lot, so much intensity going on in this game. And Vista Grande is definitely showing that intensity on the defensive side.
But that was Max Espinoza on the reception. And he got some great hands there in order to hang on to that ball and wait for that big hit. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and inches on the play. And the Warriors will stay with that shotgun formation as a receiver comes in motion.
As he swings over to the left side, we're going to get a timeout called by Pueblo.
Well, while we wait for that timeout, we'll be back.
ScoreStream brings the excitement of high school sports directly to your phone and computer. Join our fan-driven network where you can score games, cheer with other fans, and share your favorite photos and videos from every game. Create epic highlights and help your favorite team be seen on local and national media. Become a super fan and have an incredible season with ScoreStream.
Hey you, we've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son, we're here, you're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your personal appliance shopper.
Only at Tucson Appliance, where our low pricing, your priority.
All right, we got a big 3rd and inches. As it's going to be a run up the middle, but it looks like the Spartans stuffed the run. And a big stop for the Spartans on 4th down. Now, how do you feel about the Warriors being in a shotgun formation when you were just maybe less than a yard away from picking up that 1st down?
It was completely unusual, and as soon as the Spartans saw that, it looks like they sniffed it out immediately and were able to push that offensive line back.
So the Spartans are going to get the ball back with 5:20 here in the 2nd. As Darius Brown is back again for the Spartans, and Noriega is back to punt the ball for the Warriors.
Noriega with the kick, nearly blocked.
And it's going to get a we got a little bit, they're unsure if the Spartans touched the ball there as Brown kind of dives for it. And it looks like the Spartans are going to retain the ball, but we do have a flag on the play. So it looks like we had a holding on the Spartans. So it's going to push them back just outside of the 20-yard line. Hunt's going to hand the ball off to Moya, who's going to get tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. And it looks like Carrillo on the play again. So he's breaking through the line here early on and picking up some big plays in the backfield.
You said it, that tackle in the backfield is going to be very costly for Vista, but ultimately what the Pueblo Warriors needed.
So we have a 2nd and 11 as we are coming into the last 4 minutes of the first half. As Hunt is going to keep the ball, and he's going to break away enough for the first down, and he's going to keep going, as that looks like it's about a 20-yard gain on the play, as it's 1st and 10 Spartans on their own 39-yard line.
And you got to respect the heart of Brendan Hunt, not being shy to take the ball and run it. And it's taking a lot of defenders to bring him down. So good on him to be fearless like that and have a heart of a lion.
And that read option has been proven deadly, as Moya's going to get the ball and truck his way for another Spartans first down. As now Fernando Moya is starting to get a little momentum, but I think that for the Warriors, you have to respect the run game of Moya, and that's what leads to Hunt being able to excel in that read option.
And we're going to get a stop in the action as Pueblo will call another timeout.
So that'll be one timeout left for the Warriors and one left for the Spartans, with 3:33 left here in the second.
ScoreStream brings the excitement of high school sports directly to your phone and computer. Join our fan-driven network where you can score games, cheer with other fans, and share your favorite photos and videos from every game. Create epic highlights and help your favorite team be seen on local and national media. Become a super fan and have an incredible season with ScoreStream.
Hey you, we've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son, we're here, you're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your personal appliance shopper.
Only at Tucson Appliance, where our low pricing your priority.
All right, we are back, and it's a 1st and 10 for the Spartans, as Moya's going to get the ball again and pick up about 9 on the play. Excuse me, that'd be 7. So a 2nd and 3. And it seems like this read option is working for the Spartans here, as it's going to lead to a pass from Hunt, who is just going to barely miss the connection with number 4, Darius Brown. And that's the things, that's how the Spartans kind of suck you in right there, is get that run game going and try to shoot it over the top. You've seen it happen with Rio Rico last week.
Yeah, that option definitely confused the defense and myself, because I thought that he had handed it off. But Brown was deep into the red zone looking to make that catch.
So we have a big 3rd and 3. As the Spartans are going to come in and stay in that shotgun formation. That's one of their formations that they love. With Moya to the right, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper by Hunt, who's going to break away and get the ball inside the 30-yard line. But let's see if we have a fumble on the play. As we had some Warrior players thinking that the ball kind of popped out there, but it will stay Spartans ball, and it'll be a 1st and 10 at about the 28-yard line.
A couple of substitutions on the side of Pueblo.
So the Spartans will have twins to the left, and we got a receiver in motion, as that's going to be Brown who gets the handoff, and he's going to get a big gain on the play and take his defenders all the way down to what looks like the 1-yard line. So it'll be a 1st and goal on the 1 for the Spartans, as we have 2:15 left here, and we'll see what the Spartans decide to do. Do you burn a little bit of clock and not give the Warriors enough time to try to punch the ball into the end zone? But let's see if they're able to pick up the touchdown first. And it looks like we missed the flag there, as it was a holding call on the Spartans, so that will negate the big run by Brown and push the Spartans back to the 38-yard line. So those are the things that hurt teams right there, is that you get the big gain, but unfortunately a penalty negates the whole thing. So that's going to bring up a 1st and 20 for the Spartans.
Spartans will await. Man in motion.
Oh,
Brown will get the ball.
And he's going to pick up a couple on the play, as it'll be a 2nd and 18.
What a smooth play.
Yeah, I did not expect him to grab it right off the snap there. And it looks like it's a different formation there, as they have number 2 Darnell Castro in at quarterback, and we know that they utilize him like a utility guy. He'll line up at wide receiver. Last year he was sharing snaps with Hunt, and so he was in at quarterback on that play. So a lot of different movements for the Spartans, as now we are under a minute and 20 seconds.
Good to see some trickery on the Spartan side, and let's see if any of that will work out.
So with Hunt back and Moya in the backfield, we'll see if the Spartans decide to pass on this one, as they're going to Hunt's going to drop back and throw the ball, and it's going to be a completion and a nice move by the Spartans receiver. Trying to get the number there. It looks like it's number 1, Thomas Ortega, on the catch, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down for the Spartans with 8 to go. But he did step out of bounds, so that will stop the clock with 57.9. So a big 3rd down for both teams, as the Spartans want to get a touchdown to before the end of the quarter. And we're going to have a pass by Hunt, but it's just going to sail a little bit too far for the intended receiver, Ortega. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. And we'll see what we have from the Spartans. Do they decide to go for it, or are they going to send out the field goal unit?
Yes, and Hunt was hurried by Pueblo Warrior Fernando Garcia. The cornerback was very quick to get in on that blitz.
And we've seen those a couple of times, early on in the first quarter, where Garcia uses his quickness to get to the quarterback and make things a little bit tougher on the throw.
Most definitely trying to make it 2 times tonight, at least before the first half ends.
So it looks like the Spartans are going to go for the field goal, as that's going to be number 11, Angel Chaydez, but it's going to be a bad snap. And it's going to be a turnover by the Spartans, so a big play for the Warriors with 49.7 seconds. It's so unfortunate for the Spartans, as that it seemed like that penalty a few plays ago kind of negated some points there.
All that does is kind of even the score for both teams, and if the score stays exactly the same, then we got a fresh ball game coming into the second half.
So we'll see how aggressive the Warriors want to come out here, as they have one timeout left. And as we get ready to end the first half, we'll try to keep you guys updated with some scores going around the state of Arizona, specifically here in the southern part of Arizona, as well as Pinal County, as we know that there's some great games going on. So the Warriors are going to come out in shotgun formation. And we'll have a receiver in motion as Skinner drops back, and almost completing the pass to number 15, Espinoza, and they'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
You had talked about it this morning. There was a little bit of rain, a little light drizzle this morning in southern Arizona, and I think that's what's causing a lot of these players to slip and slide throughout the turf.
It does seem like players are losing their footing a little bit here. I don't know how bad it was raining in this part of Tucson, but I know up in the Marana area where I'm from, it was definitely coming down, and then it kind of lightened up, and we thought things were going to look great as the sun came out. But it just seems like this storm is kind of coming and going. It doesn't know if it wants to make itself present or not. As Skinner's going to drop back on the 2nd down play and heave the ball downfield. And it's going to be an incomplete pass. And it was number 15, Espinoza, again, the intended receiver. But a good play by the Spartans defenders to keep him away from the ball. So 3rd down and 10. Now, do you think the Warriors are going to come out and pass with 39 seconds left and only one timeout? Or do you think they'll play it safe and try to run the ball and run out the rest of the clock here?
I think they're going to go for it. I think that they're going to try a big pass. We just saw them try to air it out right there. I think that wasn't the end of it.
So 3rd and 10, receiver in motion again, as Espinoza is going to get the ball, and he's going to, that's going to be number 17, Dylan Carrillo, who's going to get a big gain of 15 yards, and that's going to be a Warriors 1st down. So something a little bit different there, you know, the little end around to the receiver, kind of played it safe, but Carrillo was able to pick up a big 1st down, and the clock is running, as Skinner's going to drop back for another pass, but is going to get wrapped up and sacked by 2 Spartan defenders with 14.6 seconds, and it looks like the Warriors are going to use their last timeout. As I think that was number 11, Angel Chaydez, on the sack, as well as number 8, Herrera.
Gotta be honest, I love the Spartans jersey combinations, but being up here at this height and trying to look down without a pair of binoculars this time, it is very difficult to make out those numbers.
So we got a couple of updates on our scores. At the end of the 1st quarter, Maricopa leads Brown 14-0, while Gilbert Christian is up on ALA Ironwood 3-0, and Coolidge and Santa Cruz are deadlocked at 0 to end the 1st. So Skinner's going to drop back, but it looks like he's going to get wrapped up again, and that's going to be number 11, Chaydez, on another sack, and we'll see if that's enough to end the 1st half as the clock winds down And we are deadlocked here at Pueblo High School as the score is Vista Grande 7 and Pueblo 7. We'll be back for the start of the second half, but our own Chris Kidney has a special guest for us during the halftime.
Yep, we'll be back.
ScoreStream brings the excitement of high school sports directly to your phone and computer. Join our fan-driven network where you can score games, cheer with other fans, and share your favorite photos and videos from every game. Create epic highlights and help your favorite team be seen on local and national media. Become a super fan and have an incredible season with ScoreStream.
Hey you, we've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son, we're here, you're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your personal appliance shopper.
Only at Tucson Appliance, where our low pricing is your priority.
All right, we are here. I'm hanging out with Mr. Juan.
Hey man, how you doing?
Go ahead, pull it a little closer to you so we can pick you up.
Let it closer, let it closer.
Get it closer to you.
There you go.
Yeah. So I pulled you up here because I know you do a lot with fundraising and also grants and stuff like that,
Yeah,
right?
man. Yeah, exactly. That's what I do.
So help me understand kind of like what's going on, what some of these schools should be doing or what they could be doing to help get, like we were just talking about the internet.
Right.
You know, having an internet like a hardwire Ethernet cable coming out here. Obviously, we've had a little bit of glitchy situations because we're going off a hotspot kind of thing. So enlighten me with what you're trying to do to help out some of the schools. And now you're over at, you were here at Pueblo mostly, but now you're over at Choya. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, so the past 3 years I've been working with Pueblo, trying to get them fundraising. I started off with the football team as far as getting their new gym.
Right.
That happened. I worked with the wrestling coach as well. Got him a couple of funding for him for his team. Also working with the other electives that are here. I just saw the journalism teacher. She put in an application to get funding for her studio, which is about $15,000. So that's kind of what I've been doing the past couple of years, you know, working with them, helping them out, because again, obviously, you know, they don't get a lot of funding, any school, right? Not just
Right.
Pueblo, but any school doesn't get any funding. They just have to tap into the right resources. That's kind of what I've been doing. Look, I'm not I don't have the money, but I can find it and say, hey, let me help you help yourself. That's kind of what I've been doing.
So do you think a lot of it's mostly like schools not applying for certain grants, or
Yes.
so that's,
Or they don't know about it.
they just don't know about it?
They don't know about it. If they don't know what they don't know, right?
Right,
That's
exactly.
what I'm saying. So somebody like me, you know what I mean, I've kind of been, I've been a community of this area here. My kid goes here. My kid will be going here. So I have a lot of vested interest
Right.
in this school, and I'm an alum. But also not just Pueblo, but other schools that are, you know, have reached out. Myself, I'm a board member, president of the Da Vinci Tree. It's on the east side. Again, helping them out as well. It's not just stick.
I know the one right there off of 22nd and Pantana.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got you.
There you go. My son went there.
Okay.
My son went there. Now he's here.
Right.
So, you know, the way I give back is say, hey, how can I help you? You know what I mean?
So, I mean, is this something that you just do on your own, or is it like a business that you're actually involved in?
I wish I would make it into a business, right?
Right.
I would get me some more phone calls, but no, I just do it because I want to help out where my kids were, right?
Right.
The school I was at, or I'm at right now, as far as Da Vinci president there. Here is because I'm an alum, but I'm from this community, and my kids go here.
Right.
Currently, my other son goes to Pisser, so I'll be reaching out to them pretty soon. It's just wherever the need is. I see the need that most
Because you're
schools-
pretty much right there.
Right, exactly. You know, wherever the need is, I gladly pick up the phone and help out. I don't charge for this stuff. I just help out as much as I can. But again, to them, I always let them know, hey, man, my time is valuable just as yours, right?
Right.
I can get you the resources. It's your turn to execute it.
Right. I mean, is it that difficult or is it just simple? Like,
You just got to sit down and sit with me for 10, 15 minutes. Tell me what your objectives are. And then, okay, what do we need to do? What do we need for? Okay, perfect example. You know about the cafeteria they just got, correct?
no, I didn't.
So they just got a brand new cafeteria, upgraded and everything.
Well, here's an interesting thing before you even get into all this.
Yeah.
It's like, as a community person, we don't know unless somebody's taking the pictures, somebody's posting it on social media.
Right.
Like, a lot of times what we'll see is like, this district's not doing anything, or that, it's almost like the squeaky wheel gets the grease kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see a school like, for instance, Desert View, Sunnyside, who just remodeled some of their stuff,
Yeah.
you got to kind of document it, so a lot of us will be all like, oh wow, they're doing stuff. Because even as an outsider looking in, I can sit there and go, you know what, that district seems to be doing something. So here you're talking about a cafeteria that was just remodeled, or whatever the case might be, which I'll let you go ahead and tell me the story. But like, we don't see it. So unless it's somewhere, you see what I'm saying?
No, exactly. Well, I just found out about I knew Desert View got a brand new field, turf field.
Right.
Sunnyside's getting one as well. You know
It's already done.
Oh, exactly. See, so those are things that you have to be in the community. That's not my community. Not that I don't,
Right.
I'm not cheering for them. But yeah, great job. But how do we get that here on this side, or at Choya, or on the south side, or even on the east side? Palo Verde, Santa Rita, those schools, right? They need that, you know what I mean? But they need somebody to guide them and stuff. And also, the thing that I kind of had a little bit of pushback was working with the district, if that makes sense.
Right.
So
It's a challenge.
It's a challenge because you're trying to do something, but again, there's so many layers to that.
I think one of the biggest challenges, especially when you get into like TUSD, is that it's such a large district, and they're trying to make sure that every school has the same, that it becomes hard to achieve anything.
Right.
Because it's like almost like, unless you apply for the grant to go ahead and be, applied towards every school, they're not interested in it. So you almost have to go through the back door, through like a booster club or something like that, to get some of this stuff, like donated or done.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we started off with. You know what I mean?
Right.
With the booster clubs, and it's great. Some places have booster clubs, some don't. That's a challenge. That's why working with the district is, again, it's a little bit of pushback, but they have to see that you're coming in trying to help them.
Right.
I got a call from Amphi Middle School, not just high school, but middle school.
Okay.
They reached out, hey, can you help us out? Hey, man, what can I do for you? How can I help you?
So you need to start getting paid, bro.
Yeah, that is the point. But again, my thing is, it's out there. The money's out there. You just have to go look for it, man.
And it's crazy because it's simple things, like little things that you could get a grant for that could actually, like a big thing that was posted all over the place a couple years back was the gym, like the weight room that you guys did here. Other things like, people don't understand, like it's a locker room. It's a bathroom.
It's not even the locker room. It's maybe the shower heads are not working.
Right.
Maybe the actual bathroom itself, the toilet,
the urinals and stuff like that. Yeah.
Doesn't work because again, there's not a need for that. It's not priority. You know what I mean? Sometimes what I've heard. Right. I'm not gonna name any names, but I'm saying what I've heard. But why not? It's something that should be done.
And I really wish there was more people like you out there to kind of help out with something like this. How can people get in contact with you? Do you even I don't want to put a bigger weight on your shoulders. And granted, you got big shoulders, but I mean, at the same time, it's like I don't want to put extra weight on your shoulders. But how does one kind of do the research? How do we, how do we make changes?
It starts with the person that is looking for the change. When I first got here, my son got here for first year, COVID happened, right? And the following years when they started opening up a little bit. So I got in contact with the coach. That's where I started, with the coach. My son was playing, at that time, football. So you know what? I played football. So I'm like, hey, perfect.
I'm ready to help football.
Let's help football. And then he got into wrestling. So let me help wrestling. Now I think he was doing band. I gave an opportunity that didn't work out, but hey, that's fine.
Right.
Like I said, I'm willing to work with anybody that
wants to work. Yeah.
Exactly. Put in the work. That's the only thing I tell them. Look, I can I can guide you to the water. You just have to, go drink.
You got to be able to
do it, brother.
Contain the water.
Exactly, man. But the cool thing about these fundies, man, that I've learned is like you can apply every year.
Oh wow.
That's the thing. That's
wow.
The secret
Come
sauce,
on,
baby.
people.
That's the secret sauce, baby.
So interesting, people. You're hearing it right now that not only are there a lot of grants to be had to go get, you can apply for these grants yearly. So, I mean, we're talking about redoing fields. We're talking about simple things like paint, footballs.
Exactly.
And it's not even. It doesn't even have to be focused towards football.
It could be anything. Swim team. My son's on the swim team now. He's a wrestler. He's been in mat. You know what I mean? So anywhere
There's
that
grants out there.
I don't mind helping out. But again, it's just
So to get the grant, do you just fill out a document? Like, is it just like
it's an application. Sometimes you have to write an actual grant.
Right.
But these grants are not like 100 pages. But myself and my principal at the school, he's written 100-page document grants because we gotten over 2.5 million or higher grants. So that's going to take a little bit of time. These ones are going to be maybe 4 pages the most.
Right.
With your budget. That's it, man.
And that's stuff like you and what's the like? It has to be towards this, or is it like?
Give me an example. What do you mean?
Like, I mean, let's say we need new helmets.
Okay. Great. Let's do a grant of helmets. Anything else?
So it's
whatever
the grants towards the need.
Whatever the need. Yeah.
Okay.
I need a gator to transport clients that are kids that are hurt.
Right. Gotcha.
The AD, AD person. They need new bathrooms redone. You know what I mean? Because
So
it's for the school. It's for
right.
the bigger. It's not just for one kid. It's not for just my kid. It's for the school's need. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, the kids that go here, they see that. You know what I mean? They see the need that the school or the school's investing in them. So why not? Why not have somebody come and invest in those kids? Because it's not just for now. It's for 2, 5, 10 years down the line.
So do you have to be involved with the district to apply for the grant?
No. Well, yes and no. Meaning, if you're going to the school, you have to go through their process and their steps, right?
Right.
That. So, but if you're going through a 501c, which is a booster club that is legit, and I say legit because I've run through this many times and people hear me correctly, you have to be legitimate 501c. I'm not saying that if you're a 501c and you have your ECN number, but you have to be established to Arizona Corporate Commission.
Gotcha.
So there has to be.
That takes a little longer.
Yeah, no, it doesn't take that long, but those documents are what you need.
Okay.
So to be recognized as a business or as a 501c here, and we ran into a couple hiccups like that before. Some of the 501cs that I've worked for before that they don't have that.
Gotcha.
They don't have one or the other.
Okay.
So that's kind of what
So just pretty much have your stuff in line.
Yes.
Or work with the school.
Exactly.
One of the two. But other than that, it's go get money.
Go get money, man. Get paid.
Wow.
Go get paid.
Like, I mean, and thanks for coming in because, like, I think it's such a huge thing that we don't talk about.
We don't
because
talk. Nobody knows about it, Chris. Nobody knows about it. I mean, you don't know what you don't know, like I said. But I've been doing this, and I say I've been doing this because I've been helping.
So
out.
I'm going to ask, how much money have you raised?
Honestly,
Yeah.
Well, if you're counting the big school in here, I would say over 2.5 million.
Okay.
And not just because I'm counting the little ones too that we got in here.
Right.
But there's more to be had. You know what I mean? There's more.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, I'm like floored, man, and I really do appreciate you stepping in. Just even if, and I know like we're lagging and stuff like that, so I might have to have you on one of my sit down shows, and let's talk about it because it's one of those things that it's like, dude, if more people were involved,
yeah.
And the thing that shocks me the most is this is your community. This is where the people in your community will be raised. It's because let's be honest, most of the time your kids at school. So to provide the best atmosphere, all it takes is if you're involved. Go find out how to do it. And you can change everything.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's crazy to me. Like you might not be able to change the world, but you can change one person's view. And if you change one person's view, you change this, and it just makes a chain reaction. Yep. So, like, I mean, I'm amazed, and I applaud so much for what you've done, and and helped out with the schools that you're currently helping out. And it's great to hear that you've helped out Pueblo. And like you said, you're over at Troy right now, kind of working out over there. Anything in the works that you're?
Well, we had a meeting, but they haven't had anything. Like I said, nothing's moving forward right now. I've reached out a couple times. You know, like I said, if you want to work with me, I'll work with you. But
Right.
again, I can't wait on you
Right.
to make a move. So again, I'm giving them the grace as far as, hey man, if you're gonna reach out, reach out. If not, then Am5 reached out to me. You know who reached out to me, which is surprisingly?
Who?
Barbecue High School out in South.
Oh, wow.
Tapala.
Oh, wow.
So the head coach called me up. Hey man, you still doing this thing you're doing? He goes, yeah. What's up, brother? What do you need?
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
I need help.
I need help.
I need help. Hey, well,
So
let's talk.
if a school's out there that needs your help, and I didn't want to put you on blast, what's a good way? I don't want you to get too personal. What's a good way to get in contact with?
Just email me, man.
How do they get a?
Sure, let me give you my email. It's going to be jcu1139@gmail.com.
You know what? Hit me up with that later. I'll try and post it somewhere so people can do that. I mean, I really do applaud, and like we need to do a sit down. That one that's definitely going to be recorded and all the way through, because I think we might have lost a lot of perfect information. But I do applaud and thank you, man. Thank you a lot for coming through.
No problem, man.
All right, man. So we'll have you stick around, but we're going to kind of bounce out of here. I'm going to find my man. He's looking over at me. He's like, I'm trying to put up scores.
I'm busy, man. I'm busy. But yeah, that's
much.
what we do, man. That's what we do here. How about the community, brother?
Oh, man. Now and it's interesting. I've had a recruiter, a college, recruiter as well, you on here, and I'm trying to find so much information to put it out in front of people. So, I mean, thank you so much. And we'll just kind of go over to our main screen. We'll be back.
All right, we are back for the start of the third quarter as the Spartans will be receiving the ball. And when we get a little break in the action, we're going to be able to bring some updates around Arizona from 6A on down to 2A. And
Lots of interesting football going on tonight.
absolutely. There's some games that are even more surprising than the others, as it looks like Maricopa might be snapping their 11-game losing streak, tailing back to last season as they're up 28-0 on Brown.
You love it. You love it.
But hopefully that's a team. We always say, got to be a second-half team. Got to finish it all the way. We talked about that on the podcast yesterday.
Yes, sir. Got to believe. Got to believe.
So we'll have Brown awaiting the kickoff as he looks like he's going to let it roll into the end zone, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans on the 20-yard line. So let's talk about that first half a little bit. What were your thoughts when it comes to both teams? What did you like? We'll start with the Spartans. What did you like that they had coming into this first half?
One thing that I liked about what they were able to do in the first half is express their versatility. They were able to air it out and able to run it. They got a majority of their success on the ground, so I'm curious to see what they do here to start the third quarter.
And for me, I think the biggest thing that I saw is that the Warriors defense looks like they're the real deal, as Moya's going to get the handoff, and he'll be lucky if he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that Pueblo defense is very scary, anchored by number 79, Joshua Gastelum. As you can see there, a big gentleman, but he's able to move with such grace that he was tracking down Fernando Moya on that run.
Now, what do you think will be the deciding factor here? We saw a lot of penalties early on by both teams. What's going to be the deciding factor for either team to pick up a victory here tonight?
The deciding factor here is going to be two things. It's going to be emotion and strategy. The coaching has to be efficient, and the emotions have to be in check on the field. You can't afford too much penalties like what happened in the first half.
So Moya is going to get the ball again, and he's off to a rough start here in the third quarter. But we saw that early on in the first by young Fernando, and we'll see if they can find some holes for him to break away, because we know once he gets past that line of scrimmage, he's a tough young man to bring down.
Let's see if this offensive line can create some space for him.
So with the 3rd and 9, you have Hunt in the shotgun formation. He's going to drop back and throw the ball, almost a one-handed snag by Brown, but a good play by the Warriors defender, as it looks like that was number 2, Andres Carpenter. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and a big 3 and out for the Spartans. So we're going to have number 15, Espinoza, back for the Warriors. As the Spartans are going to kick it away. Let's see if Espinoza picks it up. It hit him, and he's going to turn around and get a good return, as he's going to make it all the way past the 50-yard line. So something that was almost disastrous, as the ball bounced up and hit him on the helmet. I know he didn't intend it for him to get hit, but it turns out it was a good return. But we do have a flag on the play, so let's see if that was a block in the back on the Warriors, as those are the costly penalties we talked about that have hurt both teams here tonight.
Yeah, but could definitely benefit the other. So the ball placement seems to be in the same exact spot. We'll see if they'll talk it over.
So it doesn't look like there was a flag, as it maybe just fell out of the ref's pocket. But I do know on that play, a Spartan player did come up a little gingerly, with his shoulder, grabbing at his shoulder. I couldn't make out the number. And we'll see if there is any call. They're going to wave the flag on there. Oh, it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct. It's going to be a personal foul on the Spartans. So an added 15 yards at the end of the play for the Warriors, as that's going to push them inside the 35-yard line.
You touched on it earlier. Those type of penalties will cost you the game.
Even though this is a tough, emotional game, you have to not hurt your team in certain situations, as Skinner is going to kind of bobble the snap, but be able to push forward for about a 5-yard gain. So we have a 2nd and 5. And we'll see if the Warriors can take advantage of that penalty, as it's going to be handed off to number 12, Max Espinoza. But he's going to be dropped in the backfield. And it looks like all those yards that they gained, they're going to lose them on that play. So it's going to be a a 3rd and 10. Oh, correction, a 3rd and 8.
Well, this game has been back and forth all night, so I wouldn't expect anything different here in the third quarter.
And it seems like as the storm is slowly moving away, it's kind of helping our feet a little bit here. As I hope the stream has kind of improved for you guys. You know, we definitely didn't expect, as Skinner's going to fumble the ball on the play and fall on top of it. But another bad snap, and the Warriors are able to hold on to the ball. But it seems like this storm kind of left us a little bit here, and it's making its way out of the Pueblo area.
Well, the clouds are still lingering above us, but the wind has definitely calmed down a lot.
So let us know if this is definitely helping the feed. You know, we wanted to bring the best live action as we can, but Mother Nature had said otherwise a little bit there, as it's going to be a 4th and 12 for the Warriors, and we'll see if it looks like Skinner's going to stay in at quarterback, and they're going to go for this. As he's going to pass it to Espinoza, who's going to make a big move and almost broke away for the first down, but comes up about 5 yards short, and that's going to be a turnover on downs, and the ball will go back to the Spartans.
Speaking of the Spartans, we have an injured player on the ground. His athletic training team will give him a look, and we hope to see him get up and walk off the field.
And thank you to Paul for letting us know. He says the stream looks a lot better. Thank you, Paul, for letting us know that. But as we have a little timeout in the action, here's some of the scores that were going on from around the county and southern Arizona as well. And if there's any other scores you guys want to keep updated with, please let us know in the live chat.
Any other scores on that scoreboard that are a little bit surprising other than the Maricopa game?
You have Safford, who is leading Florence right now, so that one's a big surprise for me. And then I'll have to take a look at some other ones once we get another break in the action. But Hunt is going to keep the ball, and it's going to be brought down by number 77, Armando Ibarra. And it looks like there was a fumble on the play, and the Warriors are signaling that they have the ball while the referees are discussing it.
And it looks like they're going to side with the Spartans on this one.
It will be 1st and 10 for the Warriors, so Hunt somehow lost the ball on the sack, and the Warriors were able to recover and are going to have great field position as they start on the Spartans 29. So a big penalty from the Spartans there. And it kind of looks like we're getting that same play as last year. That final score we talked about, 13-7. You said it, you think it's going to be more of a defensive matchup. Well, the Spartans have to dig deep here and not allow the Warriors to get in the end zone, as Skinner is going to handle the ball again and have to fall on top of it as the Warriors maintain possession, but they're going to lose some yards on the play.
Looks like a loss of 2 on that one. Let's see if Skinner and crew are able to retaliate with some points right here in the third quarter.
So a 2nd and 12 for the Warriors, as Skinner's going to drop back and throw the pass to number 17, Carrillo, but a nice play by the Spartans defender to not allow him to get much. That looks like that's number 24, Brendan Brown, on the tackle.
Got to give a lot of credit to who's ever teaching the Spartans on how to tackle, because they're out there making some big hits.
So a big 3rd and what looks like 11 for the Warriors. They want to take advantage of that turnover, but hasn't seemed to get anything going here in the 3rd quarter, as they're going to fumble the ball on the play, and it's going to be recovered by the Spartans. So another turnover, back-to-back turnovers by both teams, as the defenses are coming to play here today. But I think what you're seeing a lot too is a lot of miscues on the handoffs or on the snaps. As we are down to 6:15 here in the 3rd, and we are deadlocked. We might end up going down to the final few minutes of this game if both teams are not able to punch it into the end zone.
And you talk about those miscues on handoffs by both teams, and I think that is all started by that front 4 of both sides just being aggressive and not showing any mercy.
So Hunt's gonna await the snap in the shotgun formation. Moya to his right. Moya's gonna get the handoff and cut back to the middle, and it looks like he's gonna pick up a good gain of about 5 on the play, maybe even a possible 6.
Let's see where the Zebras spot him.
So some games going on here in the southern Arizona part of things. You have Cienega ahead of Paradise Valley 21-2. Desert View ahead of North 19-0. And Horizon beating Mountain View 35-0, as we have another bad snap on the play, and Hunt is going to fall on the ball, and it looks like it's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. We're going to see if both offenses can kind of take a hold of the ball here, as now it brings up about a 3rd and 7, and you got to think that the Spartans might air it out here.
They just might have to. In this scenario with the clock winding down, you only have about a 1.5 left in this game to try to get ahead. And the way that both defenses are playing, the offenses need to pick it up a bit.
So, and it's going to be an offsides, as Pueblo is going to jump on the snap, on the fake snap. So a 5-yard gain for the Spartans, and that's going to be leaving it about a 3rd and 2. So you definitely have plenty of options to decide what you want to do here.
Do you think the Spartans are able to get them off the line again?
We'll see if they try it again. I mean, it worked once. You just hope that your line, as Moya is going to get the ball and make a cut, and it's going to be good enough for a 1st down as he crosses the 40-yard line, and we have a flag on the play. Some downfield blocking by the receivers, and we'll see if that is a penalty on the Spartans or on the Warriors. And it did come after the play, so I wonder if it's going to still be a 1st down for the Spartans. So here's the call on the play. We have a holding on the Spartans, and it's going to repeat 3rd down. So I guess the penalty came before the play ended, and that is another blow for the Spartans' drive there. And we've seen that a lot here tonight.
Back and forth has been the name of the game tonight, and that includes the action and penalties.
So another big one out here. You got Marana leading Tucson High 37-7. So a big game for Marana here tonight, as now it is a 3rd and 7 for the Spartans, as Hunt is going to drop back for the pass, and he has Darnell Castro on the play. Both Castro and number 7 Garcia for the Warriors were having a little shoving match there down the field, but it'll be a no call and a 4th down for the Spartans, as it looks now that they're going to send out the punting unit.
You know there's a lot of touching going on when the announcer says no flag on the play, and you say a lot of touching going on.
So a big stop for the Warriors. And we'll see if Espinoza is going to return this one, as it looks like we have Coach Roberts trying to talk with the referees here. But we saw this kind of game, even though it's this one's a little bit more low scoring. We saw this last week when it came to the Mike Mountain Thunderbolts and the Poston Butte Broncos. It was which team is going to get the ball last and set themselves up to score it. And remember, at the end of that second quarter, you had the Spartans right there at the 1 yard line, but a costly penalty negated that, as Espinoza is going to let the ball roll. And it's going to take a Spartans bounce, as it'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors on the 15-yard line with 3:33 left.
Not quite sure where the Spartans returner, number 18, or excuse me, the Warriors returner, Duarte, would let the ball bounce so far back.
Well, remember what happened last time, that he allowed the ball to roll. It hit him in the helmet, you know, when he tried to kind of scoop it up, and almost gave the ball back to the Spartans. So I think on that one, he's like, you know what, let me play it safe. Even though it took a Spartans roll, it's better to still have possession of the ball than risk a turnover.
I'm anticipating a very big defensive play from the Spartans.
So we have Skinner in shotgun formation, and we have another stop in the action, as it's going to be a timeout by the Warriors, still with 3:33 here in the third. So let's go back to some of those scores here. But there's a good matchup down in Pinal County tonight, and that's the Santa Cruz Dust Devils visiting the Coolidge Bears. And at the half, the Bears were leading 27-6. So we know that they were struggling last week against Benjamin Franklin to kind of get their offense going, and seems to not be a problem here tonight.
And that's a very fast turnaround, considering the score ended 0-0 at the end of the first.
So Skinner will be in shotgun formation as he hands the ball off, and that'll be Duarte on the play, as he's going to pick up a gain of 2. So not the start that both teams wanted coming out, especially on the offensive end. But you got to commend both defenses here. And you know what, I actually like that the referees, you know, are keeping things in order. We kind of in that first quarter started seeing things get a little bit chippy, nothing too crazy, but at the same time, you don't want to have it escalate into something where people are getting ejected. You know, both of these teams need all their players ready to play next week. As Skinner is going to be dropped down and sacked on the play, and is that number 11 again? That'd be 11, Angel Chades. and he has seemed to be getting off the ball pretty quickly here tonight. Normally, you see number 10, Errol, who is putting the pressure on the quarterback, but it seems to be coming on the opposite end of that defensive front for the Spartans, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 15.
Yeah, Shadez definitely pleading his case for the game time, get it in player of the game.
So 3rd and 15, and it looks like Duarte's going to get the ball and only pick up a few, as now that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Warriors, and they will get ready to punt it away. But with the amount of action or lack thereof here in the 3rd quarter, we're almost winding down to the end as we are under a minute and 40 seconds left. As the always dangerous Darius Brown will be back to return for the Spartans.
And I feel like no matter what this punt brings, it'll give the Spartans great field position to make something happen here.
Now the question is, can they take advantage of it, as it's another bad punt by the Warriors, and it's going to be, oh, what a play, as number 1, Thomas Ortega, is going to try to catch it on the return and muffs the punt, and luckily he's able to recover.
Very scary for the Spartans right there for a second, but the Warriors the Spartans able to fend off the Warriors while muffing that punt.
So it will be the Spartans' ball on the Warriors' 34-yard line with a minute and 10 seconds. And let's see how the Spartans' offense takes advantage of this great field possession. So Moya is going to get the ball and cut back to the left, and he got a little bit of an opening, and a nice gain by Moya, as he's going to pick up around 9 on the play and almost give the Spartans a 1st down. The tackle is made by Fernando Garcia for the Warriors. And it's like number 7 for the Warriors, Garcia. He's been playing well tonight. You have Carrillo, number 17. He's all over the field, and I've been really impressed by the Warriors' defense here tonight.
Let's see if they're able to hold the Spartans on what could be one of the last plays of this 3rd quarter.
And that's going to be Darius Brown, who's going to have enough for the 1st down, as now it's 1st and 10 on the 20 for the Spartans. So let's see if they run another play or if they're going to take it into the 4th quarter. And it looks like that will be the last play of this 3rd quarter, as we are still deadlocked. Vista Grande 7 and Pueblo 7, but we'll be back for the start of the 4th quarter.
ScoreStream brings the excitement of high school sports directly to your phone and computer. Join our fan-driven network where you can score games, cheer with other fans, and share your favorite photos and videos from every game. Create epic highlights and help your favorite team be seen on local and national media. Become a super fan and have an incredible season with ScoreStream.
Hey you, we've got something new in the store.
Well, not really in store. It's in your home, in your office, where you play, wherever you are.
My point, son, we're here, you're there.
Wherever that is.
Tucson Appliance Company is your appliance concierge.
Tell us what you want. We will find it and send you photos, texts, emails, even FaceTime you the appliance. Buy it and we will deliver it. We're your personal appliance shopper.
Only at Tucson Appliance, where our low price is your priority.
And we are back for the start of the fourth quarter here at Pueblo High School, where we are deadlocked. Vista Grande 7, Pueblo 7. And what a great week 3 matchup this has been. Not the excitement you would expect, but it is definitely a defensive game here today.
And we got some early laundry to start that playoff.
And it looks like it's going to be an offsides on the Warriors to kick things going. So that should move the Spartans to the 15-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 5.
In this short break in the action, got to give another shout out to Get It In Apparel. Get It In Apparel, responsible for a lot of the teams down here in Southern Arizona and in Pinal County for their gear and jerseys. So we got to give a huge shout out to Donnie and Cedric of Get It In for all the hard work that they do for these student athletes.
And we will be picking a player from each team here tonight, as we have done the first 2 weeks. Who do you think has the early advantage for either team?
You know what? This is something that I was thinking about during halftime. This might actually be the first game that the players of the game might actually be defensive players. What are you thinking?
Oh, I'm thinking we have some great options. You have number 11, Chades for the Spartans. I mean, you have 17, Carrillo for Pueblo. Also, number 7, Garcia has been having a heck of a game. So definitely could be 2 defensive players of the game. But, I mean, why wouldn't it be? The score kind of reflects that this has been a defensive matchup here.
But you can't ignore what the offense is trying to do on their side. Vista Grande's Fernando Moya trying to do everything he can to push his Spartans past and get into the end zone, but the Pueblo's defense is just stifling them right now.
And I can't wait to go back and look at the stats here, by both teams, and just see how much total yards were gained by both offenses. As you're going to have a quarterback keeper. Hunt looks like he may have enough for a Vista Grande first down. Now we'll wait for the signal. And the chain gain is moving. So 1st and goal for the Spartans at the Warriors' 10-yard line.
Now, if you're the Spartans, do you try to do a little trickery and air it out right here early to get it into the end zone, or do you play it safe and try to run it?
Well, being that both teams have had troubles of holding on to the ball, I don't know what you're going to be able to do. You're going to have to do that read option, little play action to let them bite. But I've seen some crazy things, so I wouldn't be surprised if that happens here. But why not stick to what's been kind of working, and that's that read option between Moya and Hunt, as it's going to be another offsides from the Warriors as they jump just a little bit early on the snap there. So that'll move the Spartans to the 5-yard line, as now they are knocking with a 1st and goal and have definitely plenty of options to decide how they want to try to get the ball into the end zone. So this definitely has to be a big stop for the Warriors, as Hunt is going to stay in the shotgun with Moya to his right. And Hunt is going to keep it and rush up the middle. Touchdown, Vista Grande. I do not see any flags on the play, so the touchdown will stand, as now the Spartans jump ahead 13-7 with 10:26 left in the 4th.
And you wouldn't be able to tell because of the drummers right now, but this crowd is absolutely silent.
But that read option has been very good for the Spartans. Like we said, you have to be honest when it comes to trying to stop Fernando Moya, but it allows for the quarterback to keep the ball, or even sometimes air it out, as we've seen early on in the game, as the kick is up, and it is good. So the Spartans will extend that lead now 14-7. here in the fourth quarter.
Now it all comes down to whether or not Pueblo is able to answer back. If they have any bit of latency in this drive, I think it might spell a win for the Spartans.
Well, we've seen some crazy events here tonight. I just hope that Pueblo is able to get their offense going. We've seen some bad snaps. Skinner kind of not be able to handle the snaps on some plays, and it's been costly here in the second half. But we know that Pueblo can strike. The only thing is they have not been able to punch it in the end zone tonight. Their only score was the defensive touchdown early on in the first quarter at the beginning of the game.
Again, a defensive showdown here in southern Arizona.
So the kickoff is off, and 15 Espinoza is going to get it, and he's going to get a good return across the 25-yard line, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Warriors on the 27, almost the 28-yard line.
You could see him slipping a bit on that reception or in the beginning of that return, but still able to get 20 yards on that return.
And you spoke about it earlier with that rain early on in the day. Could it make things a little slick out here? We've seen both teams kind of slipping.
It's definitely playing a huge factor on the field, and you can definitely feel not only the moisture in the air, but the heat is still kind of trapped in here because of the clouds covering the area.
So the Warriors are going to go with the empty set as they have a man in motion, and that's going to be number 12, Max Espinoza, and a great hit by the Spartans. Looks like number 12, or 22, I'm sorry. But that's going to be that's going to be a first down for the Warriors. But it looks like we had a little bit of a shove near the end of the play from a Warriors player. But we'll see if the Warriors are penalized on that one. We have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Warriors, and that's going to set them back. And those are the things we talk about when you want to be able to set your team up for success. It's those costly penalties. I know that the penalty happened at the end of the play, but you cannot allow your emotions to get the best of you, especially late here in the fourth quarter and when points have been hard to come by. So we're going to have a 1st and 15 for the Warriors as Skinner is going to keep the ball, and we are going to get a late hit on the play. And that was number 42, Blaine Abercrombie, on the hit. But those are the things that when a quarterback slides, you have to be able to let up. I know it's so hard and tough to do, especially when you're going full speed, but it's going to cost the Spartans, and the Warriors are going to pick up another first down plus another 15 yards. And it looks like number 42, Blaine Abercrombie, has been ejected from this ball game with 10-10 left. A big costly play from Abercrombie, but let's hope that his defense can help him out here with the last 10 minutes and 10 seconds. So with that, with Abercrombie being ejected from the game, he will no longer be able to play next week at Chrisman. As we'll see where the ball is going to be spotted.
2 big penalties back to back on both sides of the ball. 10-10 here to go in the fourth quarter with Vista Grande up on the Pueblo Warriors 14-7.
So that's going to put the Warriors 1st and 10 on the 47-yard line. So we have an empty set, as it looked like we have a new quarterback in, and that's number 17, Carrillo, who's going to keep the ball himself and pick up about 4 on the play.
Looks like a gain of 2 on the play. 3.
So with that last play, remember that number 16, Skinner, took a big blow on the play, and then Carrillo comes in to play quarterback. You got to wonder if maybe he's still a little bit hurt from that hit by Abercrombie. But we're going to get a little stop in the action as we have a Pueblo timeout, as they're going to have 1 timeout remaining here in the game. And we have 9:44 left to play, so let's keep an eye on number 16 and see if he makes it back into the ball game here. But during this timeout, we want to say a big thank you to our sponsors who have been helping us out here. We got Mr. Chris Kidney going to be joining us here. Yeah. Hey, Chris, how's it? I know you've been handling the camera here tonight, but how have you been enjoying this ball game so far?
You know, I mean, what I'm loving about the game is just, first of all, you can tell that the run game is what's the strength in this game right now, which tells me, hey, both these teams' defense, the box is something that needs to probably be a little worked on, more improved, because if they're just going, you know, running it and stuff like that, and it looks like they've both been struggling to stop the run.
So here we're going to have a new quarterback in. It looks like it's going to be number 15, Espinoza, who's going to get wrapped up behind the line, and now it's a 3rd and 10 as I'm looking down at the sideline. And Skinner is on the bench with his helmet off, being looked at by the trainers. So definitely a big blow for the Warriors.
I wonder if that came from that prior play when he came in. Now, I don't think the kid tried intentionally to be, you know, to hit him, but I mean, we know how the rules are. You got to kind of be really protective towards the players and everything else. But, I mean, you just hate to see a kid get ejected, especially when I don't think it was a deliberate try to hit, you know.
Not at all. You could see some remorse on Abercrombie when he was coming up after the hit. But the referees here are playing it no nonsense, as we might get another flag.
And that's going to be number 10, Arrow, on the play. So we spoke about him on the podcast as a person to watch, and he makes a big play for the Spartans, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. But when you don't have your quarterback in the ball game, it's kind of hard to execute, especially when you're 3rd and long like that.
And it's very late in the game here. You can't expect a 2nd string or even a 3rd string quarterback to have that same type of game IQ as your starting quarterback, with the game on the line with just over 8 minutes to go.
I mean, I think they kind of missed a little face mask on that one too. I mean, they hooked him like Texas.
So we got a punt on the play, as Darius Brown is going to be back, and he's going to let the ball roll, and it's going to be down at the 7-yard line. Yeah. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Spartans. So we have 7:49 left here in the ball game, and the Warriors are going to need a big stop here to try to get the ball back, especially to give themselves great field position. and we'll have to see what the rest of their offensive game plan is, as it looks like number 16, Skinner, has not been able to put his helmet back on. And you got to wonder, maybe is he knocked out for the rest of the game, and that would be so unfortunate for the Warriors. But we know their defense has played a great ball game. Let's see if they can get them the ball back, as you have Hunt in shotgun formation with Moya to his left and 2 receivers to his left as well. And the handoff is going to go to Moya, who's going to get a nice gain on the play, and he's going to continue to roll, as that's going to be good enough for a Spartans first down.
Skinner very well may be concussed. We'll have to keep an eye on him to see what type of response we're going to get from number 16 on this sideline.
And you got Moya with another handoff, and he's starting to build up some steam, as that's another great run. And it might be another first down for the Spartans. And we got an updated score from Casa Grande, as Casa Grande beats Nogales 40-0. So Darius Brown is going to get the handoff here, and he's going to pick up close to 5 on the play. And now the Spartans defense is kind of getting going. So we have a 2nd and 5 with just under 6 minutes left in the ball game. So Hunt is going to be back in shotgun, twins to the left, as the Spartans are going to look to chew some clock here. As Moya is going to get another handoff and spin and land forward for another Spartans first down. So now you start seeing that run game coming to life, and it begins to wonder, do the Warriors have any more gas on defense to try to pick up another big play to get the ball back into their offensive hands?
Well, with the clock winding down to just 9 minutes, we'll see what both teams are able to do with the game winding down. Excuse me, 5 minutes.
So I think at this point you're going to allow, Hunt's going to keep the ball too, and so it's just the trio right there between Hunt, Moya, and Brown, who are picking up a lot of yards for the Spartans. And remember, the Warriors only have 1 timeout left here in the ball game, so with the Spartans picking up good yardage each and every play, that clock is going to continue to move. And who would have thought we would have had almost an identical score so far here? You know, the last time these two teams played, 13-7 was your final in favor of the Spartans, and the Spartans lead 14-7 here tonight.
Maybe that game could have ended 14-7 as well, but maybe the timing just allowed them to skate away with just a touchdown.
And that's going to be a good stop by the Warriors, as it looks like Moya is going to lose about a yard or 2 on the play. So a big 3rd down here, and this could be close to being the ball game. If the Spartans are able to pick up another first down, that clock is going to continue to run. and more time is going to come off the clock where the Warriors might have to use their last and final timeout. So we got 3rd and 4, and we'll see who wants it more on this play, as we are going to get a timeout on the play by the Spartans with 3:07 left on the clock.
I've been over here trying, like, put me on mute because these drums are so loud.
It's definitely hard to hear when you're right next to the band, but you know what? It's been some good music. It's been a great environment.
Oh, absolutely.
And been a great game so far. A defensive battle here tonight.
Very good strategy on the Warriors' part.
But as we have a break in the action, I know I tried to get it out last time, but you know, we definitely want to thank our sponsors, Rodney Cox with Game Time Recruiting and Consulting. Always good to know if you want your kid to play at the next level, call Mr. Rodney Cox.
Also, let's not forget, Get It In Apparel, who is in charge of, obviously, our players of the game, which we'll be yelling at later.
And Pop Studio. Pop Studio, one of the major reasons that we are giving you video content for the Varsity Breakdown and So AZ Football is Pop Studio here in Tucson.
And then, of course, ScoreStream, the app that we use to keep you guys updated with the scores going on around Arizona.
And the last one, Wings and Mas. We all got to check this place out. We got to make sure we get fed, and we will definitely be checking that place out in the future. So
big 3rd down here, 3rd and 4 on the play, and they're going to allow Moya to get the ball, and it looks like the Warriors are going to stand them up for maybe a gain of 1. So we have about 4th and 3, and it looks like the Spartans might be punting the ball back to the Warriors, so the Warriors will have one more chance. But as I look on the sideline, you still have big number 16, Skinner, who is still being checked out by the trainers. So definitely have to have somebody on that offense who is going to make a big play if the Warriors want to tie things up here tonight.
Yeah, and some good news. Skinner is actually off the bench and standing up, so could be a little bit of sign of life for the Warriors.
So I'm going to ask you guys, because I've kind of been in my own little zone here today. So who do you guys look at right now, 2 minutes left pretty much remaining in the game, as the players of the game?
Oh, we were talking about it. Definitely might be some defensive players here tonight. This is a defensive game. You know, you got both teams who made some great plays here on defense tonight. A lot of turnovers caused. So I had maybe number 17, your guy, Carrillo, as one of my favorites for Pueblo. And then what about you, Lupe? Who do you think you got on the Spartan side?
On the Spartan side, I got to give that look to Fernando Moya. The way that he's been able to run this ball and stay on his feet could be a reason why he could walk away as a get-it-in player of the game. What about you? Who do you think on the Spartan side deserves that nod?
Well, before I answer that, the kick is away, and it's going to take a Warriors bounce as the ball is going to be down at the 22, maybe the 23-yard line with 1:57 left to play. You know, Moya has had a good game, but I think for me it has to go maybe to somebody on the defense like number 11, Chedes. That would be the one I have as my favorite. We want to thank everybody who's been chatting with us here in the live chat. You know, we apologize for that first half stream. You know, with that storm kind of lingering around, it was definitely tough to get some great service, but hopefully this second half has definitely improved. Yes.
It's been better.
And you know what?
We'll say that.
Why not be the best time here in the final couple of minutes of this ball game? As now you got number 17, Carrillo, who looks like he's going to be coming in at quarterback with Skinner still on the sideline. So it's going to be a low snap on the play.
You know, one of the things that I've seen tonight, one of the on the negative side, is there's been a lot of bad snaps. A lot of, like, the plays aren't even developing because they're not, it's just not happening.
No, absolutely, and we are under 135 left. It's going to be a 2nd and 13 for the Warriors, as Carrillo is going to try to make a play as he rolls to his right, and he got an open receiver, as that's number 15, Espinoza, who's going to pick up the first down for the Warriors with 1:19 left in the ball game, and the Warriors are going to run that no-huddle offense. So a little bit of life for the Warriors still here, as Carrillo is able to make something, and Espinoza able to help get the first down.
You never know. We might get some extra football here in Southern Arizona.
Another low snap to Carrillo, who's going to throw it across the middle, and the intended receiver looked like to be number 8, Soto.
Might have been better that ball hit the ground, stop the clock.
So we have a 2nd and 10 with 1:03 on the play, but we have a Spartan who's down on the field.
Yeah. And just so people know, I'm going to give you a little spotlight on how close this band is to us. They're literally right next to us.
But you know what? They've been jamming, though.
Oh, yeah. They were right there. Just kind of. You want to take a moment to step aside?
Well, with the players up and walking off,
never
so,
mind.
you know, they're going to get right back into the action.
Oh,
here.
yeah. So 1:03 remaining in the fourth quarter. Score is 7 Pueblo, 14 Vista Grande.
You go. So 1st and 10, Carrillo's going to drop back and roll to his right, and he got another receiver open. That's going to be Espinoza, who looks like he's going to pick up 5 on the play, as we are under a minute and the clock is running, and the Warriors are going to have to get on the ball with like a 2nd and 6, it looks like. So the clock is ticking. Now we are under 40 seconds. As Carrillo's going to drop back and sling it across the middle, and it's going to be intercepted by the Warriors.
Oh, there's a flag.
But we do have a flag on the play.
I think they're going to give him pass interference.
It looked like a bang-bang play, but the referees might have thought otherwise.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought the timing was good on that.
So we'll wait to see what the call is.
I want to say special. Oh, and by the way, special shout outs to all those who have stuck with the stream today. I know it's kind of been patchy, like we've talked about. We are going off a hotspot. There's no direct, internet here. But also, make sure you are subscribing to the channel. Make sure you're clicking that like button. Follow us. We got games going on. There's 14 of them. We're only on the 3rd one right now. So we got. And who do we have coming up next?
And so next week, we're going to be down in Santa Cruz Valley to see the Bisbee Pumas take on the Dust Devils. And the call is going to be a pass interference on.
Yeah,
there's going to be a pass interference on Vista. The Warriors thought they were on the pros. More. Yeah, they were getting more. And I believe it's only a 10 or 15 yard penalty. It's not like the NFL where you get on the spot. So
yeah, they were ready to hike
the
down.
Warriors with 32.9 left here in the ball game.
Ain't nothing wrong with trying.
So Carrillo's going to drop back. He's going to throw it to number 15, Espinoza, who's going to get a good gain on the play. We'll see if it's enough for a Warriors first down. I think he might be just short as they're calling for the running of the clock. So now we are under 20 seconds left here in the ball game. The Warriors do have a timeout left as Carrillo's gonna scramble, and it looks like he's gonna pick up the first down after a big hit from Braden Brown. And we have 7.9 seconds here in the ball game. And what a play by Carrillo, who's coming in off the bench.
I mean, if you're gonna have a way to end a game, it's this way, right?
Oh, absolutely. You definitely always wanted to go down to the wire. But I got to give it up to both teams here tonight. They have been playing some hard-nosed football.
And you hit it on the head. It's definitely more of a defensive game. You can tell that, obviously, by the score one way. But it's been a run game, not really much air raid at all, and a lot of defense.
And the Warriors crowd is getting into it as we might be down to one of our final plays of the night, as Carrillo's going to drop back and throw the ball, and it looks like it's going to be caught by the Warriors, but they got to get on the ball. Once the ball is set, the clock will start running, so you got to get up and spike the ball with 1.8 seconds, as it looks like they will have 1st and 10, and that is going to be the ball game here tonight, as unfortunately the clock will run out on the Warriors' comeback as they come up just 15 yards short. And I had just said you got to get on that ball and get ready to spike it, because once the ball is set,
it's over. The
clock will run. But that's going to do it here for us from Pueblo High School, as the Vista Grande Spartans hold on and are victorious, winning 14-7 over the Pueblo Warriors. But that's going to do it here for us from SOAZVB Network, and we'll see you guys next week in Eloy, awaiting the Bisbee Pumas and the Santa Cruz Dust Devils. Thank you all for joining.